We're kind of late. Don't worry about it. I was explaining this bullshit going on with Ollie to my sister and my nephew. Spicy didn't cancel me yet. There's still time. She would have canceled it if given the chance. Guaranteed. That's her thing. No, I'm sure a bunch of people probably won't show up. It's fine. They can watch the replay.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the
welcome. I didn't let Itsuko cancel this one. Okay, so we're here.
Hey Daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I am Will Bird, and this is the Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. If you want to support the show, that's the website behind me, buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. You should see it at the top of your all screen. It says support me, buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. That's the website if you want to support the show. Thank you very much to Border Collies Are the Best, who bought 26 packs. I think it was last night or maybe today. I'm not sure, but thank you for that donation. That's how we pay the bills around here. I'm going to tell you a story. And coldbeer.fund, I think, is messed up right now. I still got to fix the security certificate. I can get on it, and you could too, but you'd have to click this advance, continue anyways, and people don't like to do that. So it's messed up. I do it, but I understand that people don't want to. Anyways, the security certificate expired, and it's supposed to kick in automatically. I pay for it like yearly. It's supposed to kick in automatically, but it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, and it hasn't. Usually it's like a couple days. So either way, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. So on the very first day of school, Oliver is on the playground and he's climbing a ladder on the playground. And the ladder it's a weird shaped ladder. It's not a spiral. It's more like, here, I'll show you. It has like a center post, I guess. I think it's green. We'll make it green. It is a ladder that looks like this. Like, up here is the fort or whatever that he's trying to get into. And the ladder has a pole that comes straight down the middle. Right? But obviously you can't grab a pole. And then the part you climb on is like an S. Right? It's like this. Now, I didn't get to see it, but Oliver told me that he was almost at the top and he fell off of it. Okay? So Mariah gets a call on the first day of school, and Oliver's hurt, and she has to go pick him up. Okay? So, you know, kids get hurt or whatever, and especially a kid that, like, limps. Like, if a kid hurts his foot, I've seen Oliver and Liam both do it. They hurt their foot, they're limping around. Usually in a few hours, they, like, forget about it, right? And you'll catch them, like, not limping. Well, we gave him some medicine to help with swelling and pain, and kept him off of it, and it didn't get any better. He was still limping. He wasn't faking it. Like, he hurt his foot. So I have Mariah take him to the emergency room, and she does, and they have him in a wheelchair. They do x-rays. They do whatever. And they tell Mariah that there's no breaks, no fractures, and just to keep him off of it until he gets better, right? Because walking on it could make it worse. So she does, and clearly he's upset. It hurts him, right? It makes him cry when he walks on it too long. Stuff. Anyways, so Mariah goes out of her way to go to her mom's house. Oliver's too young to work crutches; he just can't. So Mariah goes to her mom's house and gets a wheelchair, like an extra wheelchair that we had, and to put him in it and to take him to school. Because that was a Friday that he hurt his foot. The first day of school was on a Friday, so we let him lay in the bed on Saturday and Sunday, stay off of it. We even bring him food, and the bathroom's right there. He doesn't have to go hardly anywhere. Stay off his foot. And it doesn't get better, right? It's about the same. So on Monday, when we take him to school, we put him in a wheelchair. I'm telling this story, Mariah. No one cares. So on Monday, when it's time for him to go to school, we don't want him to miss the first week of school because that's when they learn everything, right? The rules and where everything's at and who their teachers are. Blah, blah. So we don't want to miss the first week of school and be behind or feel like left out or whatever. So we put him in a wheelchair and take him to school. So he goes to school Monday and Tuesday in a wheelchair, and they have another little kid that helps Ollie and like pushes him around. He can't operate a wheelchair, right? He's never been in one. So there's another little kid that pushes him around. Mariah buys him a gift card or whatever for pushing him around. And that was Monday, Tuesday, 2 days. At some point, Mariah talked to the nurse, and the nurse asked who his doctor was or whatever. And Mariah signed a release or gave permission that they could get medical information about Ollie from the doctor. So on Tuesday evening, the nurse calls Mariah and says, Ollie has been up and he's been walking around on his foot. We think it's fine. And don't send him back in the wheelchair. That he's going to be all right. So Mariah's like, stop, Mariah. So Mariah's like, okay, I guess. And so we get Ollie and talk to him, and he's like, I know it still hurts. And I was like, well, did you get out of your wheelchair? And he's like, the only time I got out of the wheelchair was to go use the bathroom. I can't go to the bathroom in the wheelchair if I have to go pee. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, well, we'll try it. Let's see. So we sent him to school on Wednesday. And he goes to school on Wednesday. And when Mariah picks him up, he's upset, right? You can tell he's upset. So, and no one called us. No one said anything to us on Wednesday. So when, oh my God, if you don't stop fucking texting me, I can't concentrate already. Anyways, so he's upset. Mariah asked him why. And he said that his foot hurt all day. Now, the nurse had told us that they have a wheelchair and that they would make arrangements for him if he needed it, if it was hurting him, right? Like, we can let him take breaks or he can sit when other kids are standing, and we have a wheelchair if he really needs it. So Ollie's upset because his foot hurts. And Mariah asked him about it, and he says that he begged for a wheelchair, and they wouldn't give it to him. And that he asked for it, and they wouldn't give it to him. And then at one time his homeroom teacher sent him to see the nurse, and he went to see the nurse. And when he got there, that the nurse wasn't there. So instead he ran into the vice principal, and the vice principal told him, well, sometimes if you just walk on it more, it feels better. Basically just told him to like walk it off, I guess. So, and he told him, but we can stop at the water fountain on the way back and you can get some water, I guess as a treat or something, which I understand sometimes kids are like faking it, but like clearly Ollie he was in a wheelchair for 2 days before this. So he's like, oh, well, sometimes when you walk on it, it feels better, and made Ollie walk back to his homeroom or whatever. And Oliver's doesn't really complain. Like if he's complaining something's really wrong, like you can just leave him alone. He just does his own thing. Anyways, so Oliver got home, he told me that, and I got mad, and I started texting him. So we got this app that connects us with the teachers that you're supposed to use for like information or whatever. So as soon as I heard that he asked for the wheelchair and nobody'd give it to him, and they made him walk more, I sent a message to his homeroom teacher, because I didn't really know who to contact. All I can contact all I've got for contacts on here are his teachers, and his homeroom teacher seemed like the best one. I said, hello, and sorry to bother you after hours. I'm Will Bird, father of Oliver Bird. We were informed yesterday that we shouldn't send Ollie into his wheelchair, even though he's supposed to stay off his injured foot. We were told the thought was he could hobble around instead for some reason, and that if he did need assistance or a wheelchair, the school had one they would provide. Today when he comes home, he tells us he was in pain most of the day and asked numerous times for a wheelchair, and none was provided. He is in pain at home now, limping worse than he has been in days. Could someone please provide me with some clarification? Right, I try to be nice. You're going to see they take issue with this hobbling around, but that's fucking what he's doing. I don't know what to tell you. And his teacher was nice. She said, hello, I hate to hear that. Oliver did not ask me for a wheelchair today. He came to me towards the end of the day and told me it was hurting, so I sent him to the nurse, who was aware of the situation. He seemed to be okay when he came back to class. I have let the principal know, and she will be reaching out to you first thing in the morning. And I said, thank you, and I appreciate it. Right. It's not first thing in the morning. It's immediately afterwards, okay? Immediately after we finished our conversation, the principal reaches out to me. And this is what the principal said. She said, good afternoon. Thank you for reaching out to the homeroom teacher about your concerns for Ollie. I want to make sure we are supporting him and keeping him as comfortable as possible while he recovers from falling outside last week. I do want to clarify that Ollie was not told he should hobble around, and put that in quotes. Like I was saying, like they specifically said he is hobbling around. That's what he's doing. He's walking completely on the side of his foot and on like his heel. Like obviously something's wrong. He was not told he should hobble around. We had shared with Mom that if he experienced pain, he could take walking breaks or rest as needed. The only time students are walking during the day are when moving from class to class, taking breaks, and moving if they choose to, going to Related Arts, which is located right beside his classroom today, and heading to recess indoors if the weather's bad. When we spoke with Mom Monday, she let us know the ER visit showed no breaks and no fractures, which is what they told us at the ER. She also signed a medical release form so our nurse could contact the pediatric ER. They did not provide any additional recommendations or for accommodations. All right, so there's the statement. So the ER did not provide any additional recommendations for accommodations. That's what the claim is. That said, we are more than happy to adjust and put additional support in place if we receive a doctor's recommendation. I'll reach out tomorrow morning to talk through what will work best for Ollie so he can be safe, comfortable, and still participate in school activities. So, okay. So I responded. That kind of pissed me off. The hobble around and then whatever. That kind of pissed me off. So I was like, so when Ollie went to the nurse and she wasn't present, he spoke to the vice principal and he said he was crying. The vice principal told him maybe walking on it more would make it feel better and he could have water. I don't understand if the recommendation is to stay off of it as much as possible. Does the wheelchair not make the most sense? It seems to me that we are prolonging an injury the more he walks on it, clearly limping and walking on the side of his foot. And I don't want my kid crying in pain while trying to attend school. Also, you're telling me short of a doctor signing a note for a wheelchair, that is not an option. She responded, thank you for letting me know. I guess she had no idea about the whole interaction with the vice principal. She thought, or the homeroom teacher was under the impression he saw the nurse. He never saw the nurse. Thank you for letting me know, and I'm sorry Oliver had a tough day. Our policy is that we can only provide a wheelchair if we have a doctor's note recommending it. Since that changes a student's mobility plan. His ER visit showed no breaks or fractures. I know what the visit showed. So we have to follow those findings unless we receive new medical guidance. In the meantime, we'll make sure Ollie has extra time to get places, help carrying his things, and the option to rest whenever he needs. If you feel a wheelchair is best, his doctor can send us a recommendation and we'll put it in place right away. So then I sent Mariah immediately. I'm like, go to somewhere that's in the same. You don't have to go all the way back to the ER because we don't have one anymore, but go back to the urgent care that's in the same network and they'll have his notes and stuff and explain to him what's going on. And the school's being fucking dicks about it. Right. And that clearly he needs a wheelchair. So Mariah goes to the urgent care and immediately they're like, you didn't have to come in. Like, we'll pull up his file and look, it says right here that he's supposed to be off of it, wheelchair or whatever. He's supposed to be off of it 100% until he's released by this orthopedic doctor. An orthopedic follow-up has to release him. He's supposed to be off of it 100%. So I don't know who the fuck the nurse called the school nurse. But she comes back and says, no recommendations. He doesn't need anything, right? But like, how could you see a kid crying from walking and being like, oh yeah, I think he's good. Walk on it some more. Like, I don't understand that. Anyways, so Mariah goes there and immediately they're like, yeah, you didn't even have to come in. You could have just called. Obviously, he needs a wheelchair. He can't, or crutches or something, but he can't work crutches, right? And he can't have a boot on it because he hasn't been to the orthopedic yet. So, obviously, he needs a wheelchair. So they immediately write it out. But I want him to know that, like, this has been in place the entire time. Someone's lying. Or got confused or something, right? This has been in place. We didn't just run to the doctor and say, doctor, will you please write a prescription for a wheelchair? This has always been the plan. The doctor always wanted Oliver in a wheelchair. So I messaged back and it said, just an update, and you don't have to respond. I know it's after hours. We went back to Ballot Health, and Oliver's record states he is to remain in a wheelchair and off his foot until released by his orthopedic doctor. Mariah will bring in the doctor's recommendation with Oliver in the morning. They said they were not sure where the lines got crossed, that he had no recommendations for accommodation. Thanks. Have a good rest of your evening. And she says, thanks. Perfect. Thank you. Now we come to today. So today, Mariah goes to take Oliver back with his wheelchair and with the doctor's note that says he's supposed to be in a wheelchair, right? And they're waiting on her at the door, apparently. That's what she said. They were like waiting on her at the door. And had a conversation with her, and she showed him the note or whatever, and told him that this, it's always been there. He was supposed to be in it the whole time, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, when's his follow-up with orthopedic? Like, I don't understand what the issue with the wheelchair is. Like, I could understand if it was like a 12-year-old kid that's like fucking running into people or like trying to do tricks. Oliver can't even move in it, right? It's a chair with wheels, yes, but Oliver doesn't even know how to move himself. Anyways, so they're like, when's the follow-up with the orthopedic? When's the follow-up with the orthopedic? Because they're trying to rush him out of his wheelchair, which I would like him out of the wheelchair too, but damn, like, what the fuck? Anyways, and Oliver doesn't complain about anything. Like, if he's complaining something's super wrong, he'll just go off and sit by himself. Like, if he's complaining something's extremely wrong, and they should know that, right? He's been there for years. Anyways. Mariah tells him that she's taking him to a walk-in orthopedic after school. And they're like, oh, okay. So Oliver goes to school and he's in his wheelchair. He did say that one teacher made him operate his wheelchair she wouldn't let anybody else push his wheelchair to the next class for him, which is crazy because Oliver can't operate a wheelchair. Like, he doesn't know how. So, I mean, that's kind of silly. It would be better to have another kid do it. And probably save a lot of time and effort and running into people and bumping into things, but whatever. One teacher made him use the wheelchair himself, which he doesn't know how to do. So, whatever. Mariah picks him up, and he was upset about that. Like, he's like, I don't really know how to do the wheelchair. But they made him do it anyways. So then Mariah takes him to the orthopedic today. And they do more x-rays and stuff. And he's got 2 fractured toes. And so the original doctor, so either one of 2 things, and they got him in a boot now and a wheelchair anytime he fucking needs it. The only bruising is right on the top, like, I told Mariah when he first fell, I think his toes got pushed back somehow. Like, I don't know if they got pushed back. I don't know. Because the only bruising was right behind his toes. Like, maybe about this wide, right behind his toes, behind 2 of his center toes. So then, I got to thinking about it, and my sister was talking about it. So, either one, the emergency room doctor missed it. The emergency room doctor missed it and missed the fracture and didn't know about it or something, right? Didn't see it. Or 2, the orthopedics made it seem like it was pretty obvious. Or 2, they made Oliver fucking walk around with his injured foot Andy fractured his toe because they made him walk around all fucking day. One of the two things has to be true because it wasn't fractured before he went to school. So I don't know. It's a goddamn mess. I don't know why they like, again, I could understand it if it was like a kid that's like running into people or like never going to class or using it as an excuse. But literally we asked for a week for him to, like 1 week for him to get to where he can walk again. Before we knew I had a fracture. And Oliver can't operate the chair. It's not like he's disrupting or running into people on purpose or trying to do tricks in it and he's just going to get hurt or distracting people by, going around in circles. He can't move the chair. Like, it's no different than him sitting at a desk. Like, it doesn't make any fucking, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And I have no idea who the nurse called and claimed that there was no recommendation for any accommodations, when in fact his file said the whole time that he was supposed to stay off of it until released by an orthopedic surgeon or an orthopedic doctor. So I don't know. That's what we've been. I was trying to explain it to my other sister and nephew before I started the show. Yeah, musculoskeletal is orthopedic. Bones, joints, ligaments, nerves, muscles, and tendons, probably. Anyways, I don't know. It's crazy. So that's what we're dealing with. I don't know whether, I guess. I mean, do you think, I try to run it through my mind. Do you think they've had kids in the past? Their parents went out and bought $100 and some wheelchair, or a couple $100 wheelchair, just so they could pretend to be in a wheelchair and be the cool wheelchair kid. And that's why they have this policy in place. All you'd have to do is watch him for like 30 minutes. Most kids, if they don't have a real limp, when they get excited or go to play or go to the back, they'll forget they're limping. Like Oliver can't. If he puts weight on the front of his foot, he just collapses. He has to put it all on the side and the back of his foot. So I don't get the policy. I don't think if they changed that policy tomorrow, they would have fucking 100 kids show up in wheelchairs, right, and have like a fucking demolition dirt. I don't understand. I don't understand it. But now they've got him in a boot, and Mariah said he was doing really good in the boot. So he's got an order that if he can move around in the boot, that's great. And then in the order it says that anytime that he wants the wheelchair, he can have it. Whether it's their wheelchair or the wheelchair that we got, it doesn't matter. But he's in a boot. He's supposed to move around with a boot if he can. And anytime he wants the wheelchair, he's supposed to. It seems wild to me. I'm trying to think, like, from the school's perspective. They're like, oh, these parents are trying to get one over on us. They're going to put him in a wheelchair and he doesn't need one. Do you think I wanted to send him to school in a fucking wheelchair? Do you think that's what I wanted? I was like, yeah, let's put him in a wheelchair. Like, I don't even get it. We'll show them. They've got to have a doctor's note for that. Or if a kid shows up with crutches, you're going to kick it out from underneath him unless he shows you a doctor's note? I don't understand. So all of Tuesday, they forced him to walk around, or I'm sorry, Wednesday, they forced him to walk around without a wheelchair, and he was crying. He said he cried multiple times. He used the word begged. He begged for a wheelchair, and they wouldn't give it to him. Even if everything existed prior to that, right? Like, there was no bones of what they knew at the time, right? There was no fractures. There was no broken bones. And they think that there's no recommendations. When a kid comes to you crying and his foot's hurt and he's limping and he tells you his foot's hurt, how do you know that's not a new injury and you shouldn't put him in a wheelchair immediately? How do you know that he didn't fucking, now he has a broken bone because of the stairs or something, and put him in a wheelchair immediately, not tell him maybe sometimes walking on it more helps. One, that's a lie. Two, when has that ever been good advice for an injury? Ever. I don't know. It seems wild to me. One of my sisters said we should get a lawyer and see what actually fucking happened and why. Because how do we know that they didn't exacerbate the injury? But I don't really want to be that person. But goddamn. Fucking wild. And then last year, I told you guys about the kid that threatened to take a gun to school and kill him and his family. He strangled him with a parachute cord. Like they wrapped a parachute cord around his neck and pulled it, strangled him. He like tormented Ollie, and we asked repeatedly for him to move, and we just got, well, you know, we're doing a discipline plan with this kid, and it was, I don't know, it was just wild. So I don't understand why that policy exists. And if that policy didn't exist, let's say, what if a kid falls down the stairs and a teacher clearly hears a broken bone snap, and then he tells the teacher like, hey, my foot hurts, and they're like, well, you know, walking more on it sometimes helps. Still no wheelchair? You got to get EMTs there? What happens? Why wouldn't, as soon as he complained, why wouldn't they put him in a wheelchair immediately or set him down immediately, out of class, not walking, foot off the ground, to prevent further injury? I don't know. It is what it is now. So there you go. He is in a boot and has, I don't know. It's a brand new school nurse. He loved the last nurse. Oliver went to the nurse a few times last year and said his belly hurt, I think just so he could go home. But he loved the last nurse. He talked to her all the time, talked about how nice she was, talked about how she helped him. I don't think he's very fond of this one. So we'll see. That's where we're at. That's what we've been going through, I guess. Anyways, I don't know where we're going from here, but it's kind of bullshit. Especially, it would have been one thing if, like, when Oliver was crying and saying his foot hurt, if they'd have called us and said, hey, you know, he's saying his foot hurts again, he's crying, maybe you should have him checked out again. But, like, it was like a 1 o'clock or so. They're like, just walk on it the rest of the day and see if that makes it feel better. I want to get the original X-ray of his foot and see if there were fractures in it before, from Friday. I don't know. It doesn't seem like I should have to argue with people to keep my kid from crying in pain at school. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. In my head, if I ran a school and I was in charge of everything in a hypothetical world, as soon as a kid reported some type of leg injury, immediately they would be in a wheelchair or stationary, and I would be calling their parents. Whether there was a history of it or not, it seems like sending them back to class to tell them to walk it off exacerbates the issue. I don't know. I also don't want to be such a dick that they like take it out on Ollie, because Ollie's like the sweetest kid in the world. Like he's never in trouble. He never does anything wrong. He never gets mad. Like Oliver doesn't do anything. we'll see. That's the update with Oliver. Okay. Now what do we got? Trump, while we're on the topic of kids, Trump's got a brand new PBS replacement that they're broadcasting to kids currently. And you won't believe how good it is.
As all this time, and it's taken place in every corner. Slavery is as old as time, and it's taken place in every corner of the world, even amongst the people I just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? Before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal?
What? Would you rather be a slave or dead? Right? Everybody does slavery, guys. Everybody does slavery. And when we're talking about it, you have to look around at the other people who did slavery and be like, well, that was just normal. And it's better than being dead, right?
Slavery is as old as time, and it's taken place in every corner.
Trump's PBS replacement features Christopher Columbus telling kids that slavery was no big deal.
Old as time, and it's taken place in every corner of the world, even amongst the people I just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? Before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal?
What did the society and culture at the time treat as no big deal? Trump wants to replace PBS with fake university that makes educational videos downplaying slavery. PragerU is what it is. I think somebody said that in the chat. Like, how fucking insane.
Slavery is as old as time, and it's taken place in every corner of the...
I can always tell I've seen so many of their animations. I used to watch some of their stuff because, like, I believed it and shit. Before it's been widely debunked by people that I believe more. But I can tell by their animation style that it's PragerU.
Just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no? Before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal?
Just no big deal. What is this? I just see him yelling.
I will go sell my entire catalog for $150 million like I've already been offered just to prove y'all wrong. I can fucking have it. And I will if I fucking got to. I will sell my catalog to find the fuck out. You know, when I turned that stuff into Cheatham County Police about a month ago, where I got all this shit in my mailbox, a bunch of fucking bank cards and shit, and a note that says, hey, I know that you have been being framed by whatever. And I went and took it to the police, and they have it. They have it. And guess what? They can have any fucking thing else they want in my possession. Because you know what? Y'all trying to make me broke because y'all think that's the name of the game. I'm sorry, but, you know, y'all about to find out about these other people they've lied on, because I'm going to give them the platform to fucking tell all about it.
And to anyone being like, chat, we need a music video. I would give you one, but guess what? The music video dude fucking ran off and went fucking somewhere. Didn't tell me, didn't fucking give me a warning. No.
Imagine that. More people left Ryan. The guy probably thought, I can sneak out of here, and as long as I don't have an altercation with Ryan, he won't smear me online. Yep, that was wrong.
In the chat, we need a music video. I would give you one, but guess what? The music video dude fucking ran off and went fucking somewhere. Didn't tell me, didn't fucking give me a warning. No, nothing. Here's another thing. I'm so glad I'm just pissed off and telling all this. Here's another thing we found in my email. Me and Command Shift found this in my email. Command Shift is the distribution company that my music goes through. Well, we found out that Brandon fucking Beloose got into my email and sent an email from my fucking email to CDM Shift. It don't even look like something I would say. Hello, greetings. It's Ryan. And then CDM Shift is like, hey, that's weird because he actually texted us from his phone the same thing. Do you know why? You know what the email's about?
Beloose has always been the fucked up guy that drove a wedge. He's his producer. He drove a wedge between him and his mom, provided Ryan with drug. Like, Beloose is the linchpin of all this.
Company that my music goes through. Well, we found out that Brandon fucking Beloose got into my email and sent an email from my fucking email to CDM Shift. It don't even look like something I would say. Hello, greetings. It's Ryan. And then CDM Shift is like, hey, that's weird because he actually
I always thought it was CMD Shift, like Command Shift. That's what I always called it. I guess it is CMD Shift. Yeah, it is CMD, not CDM. Command Shift.
It's Ryan. And then CVM Shift is like, hey, that's weird because he actually texted us from his phone the same thing. Do you know why? You know what the email's about? It's about changing percentages of my masters.
No, keep those guys around you, Ryan. Those are your real friends. The people you grew up with that have been friends for 20 fucking years, 30 fucking years. They're trying to take you down. And your producer, who slept with your mom and also drove a wedge between you and your mom, yeah, that's the one that's gonna get the percentages straightened out.
Because he actually texted us from his phone the same thing. Do you know why? You know what the email's about? It's about changing percentages of my masters. Dude, y'all done woke up a monster.
A monster. He probably thinks that the other rappers are in on it now. We're going to watch some more because he's mething out.
Check this shit out. Y'all want to see some music documenting that shit? It's going to make everybody like, what? Chaz, have I ever been paid for mechanical royalties or writer's royalties via BMI?
The only poison
Never. How long you been hitting up them, trying to like talk to them to get them to like work with you?
I've got an email from KP1. Let's take it from there. And what happened to that?
BMI. I don't have no problem with BMI, but I need to talk to somebody, man. Because, you know,
I'm off the grid and I'm off my
11 years of mechanical royalties and shit. It's a lot. It's a whole bunch. And while all this is going on, I'm just sitting here in my penny locust, being a pawpaw, watering some grass that is just need some water. Oh, hello, woman who didn't really steal jack shit. Can I have a drink of that water? Yeah, baby. Thank you. So check this shit out. Y'all want to see some music documenting that shit? Need some water? Oh, hello, woman who didn't really.
So he's made back up with his mom and now claiming that she didn't steal anything. But what was it? A year ago, he was saying his mom bought multiple houses in his name and gave them away to people and stole all his money.
Steal jack shit? Can I have a drink of that water? Yeah, baby. Thank you. So check this shit out. Man, I'm a fucking money-making machine. No matter what it is. I'm a money-fucking-making machine. I'm a workaholic. I will outwork.
Mechanical, if I'm not wrong, mechanical royalties are paid when someone uses your musical composition. That would be mechanical royalties.
Any fucking body you put in front of me. That's the only reason any other dude is going to get jealous. When you see a dude not being jealous, well, that's because he just nods and he's like, yeah, sure, I hear what you're saying. I look tired all the time, too. Good night, brother. We'll both go fucking start our nice trucks in the morning and go to work. And not bitch about shit. I'm sorry, but maybe we're just cut from a different cloth. And like I said, if you don't like me taking up for myself, tough shit. I know a lot of you out there don't like hearing me talk because when I talk, it's clean cut and straightforward. Look at him, he looks tired. I am tired. Think I drive a fucking Denali, a brand new Denali because I'm just well rested all the time? Yeah. I think motherfuckers forgot you have to work to have shit. I'm always gonna fucking take up for myself. I don't have to have anybody speak for me. Taking on everybody's bullshit and still doing my thing. Man, I'm a fucking money-making machine. No matter. And while all this is going on, I'm just sitting here in my penny loafers, being a pawpaw, watering some grass that is just needs some water. Oh, hello, woman.
Oh, this is the same one.
Shit.
I'm trying to speed it up so I don't get a copyright strike, but I probably still will.
Hey, I'm leaving. I'm strange. But my wife and my kid might stay here with you. No, okay. Well then, also, why would he film him leaving, like set up cameras and be like, oh man, these boxes in the rain. What the fuck? That's weird. Third, why would he take everything except for the iPhone that I lost with all these fucking passwords taped to the back? Because he can't take it. Because if I do the Find My iPhone thing and figure this out, then he would have been in possession of the fucking iPhone, making him guilty for all this. But no, he left it in his room in my house because it has to be under my roof, otherwise he gets busted. This is why y'all always been like, you know what you should do? Shit, if I was you, I'd take that house back from Blu-ray and sell it. It's worth a lot of money. If I give something to somebody, it's theirs. I ain't doing Indian giving, but if I would have done that, that would have been something very wrong to do. What you forgot about was I don't give a fuck about money. Yes, I know the house is worth a fucking $1 million. I do not care. I gave it to Blu-ray. Blu-ray takes care of a lot of people. He's a good guy. Why would I do that? I wouldn't. Y'all motherfuckers just care about money.
I think he's complaining about his producer still.
You forgot that everyone else don't caring about money. Hey, I'm leaving.
Brandon, be loose.
I'm fixing to go in that top country, man. I'm fixing to go in and show them something. It's BMI, #1 country record, radio recording. Sit there and talk like we're talking right now. Okay, what did you hear that? One more time. BMI. They just had talked about the rooftop already. Yeah, look. Tell me to take all this fucking thing. I'm fixing to go in that fuck country, man. I'm fixing to go in and show them something. I'm fixing to go around this being live. #1 country radio party. Sit up here and talk like we're talking right now. Calling motherfuckers, drinking, smoking, acting smoking. That is locked. Being like that. Tattoo. What is all about? Railings are here. Never all the way. Charles all the way. Ryan's all the way. All the way. Adam Calhoun's all the way. I'm literally saying that on the microphone just Wednesday to be in my party. Oh, good. We're gonna take all that screen. There's a video on the internet right now. Me looking at Cole Arbor in the face with her camera. Is that Charity? I see your camera. Charity, bitch. That's someone I see your camera, bitch. I don't care. You got a problem, my boy. You gotta go.
This is where he secretly recorded all those people, right? Including Jelly Roll.
Yeah, but so why would that same dude then turn around? These are all. This could have been a conversation. We need to have 10 more conversations like that. I just turned down $50,000 from Tyler.
They were really trying to check on him, right? He was methed out. He was throwing everybody his life. He was having this very public dispute online between people who lost their daughter in a very tragic event. She was found in that lake, right? He had turned on his mother at the time. He was calling random people out. He was tweaking.
How far? I don't even lie. You don't lie to somebody because I can't get a whole lot of reaching out to y'all because he didn't want to turn down the money. I'm beefing with Alvin. Wait, I can't with Tyler Farmer because you're beefing with Tyler Farmer, nigga. I'm not beefing with Tyler Farmer. That's what somebody told you, but I can't get you on the phone to tell me otherwise. And they send me a video and you're on the video like, oh, by the way, Tyler Farmer, fuck you too. For song Diesel game, hold my video trying to get a song win. And no, I see that. I'm like, oh, it's fuck Tyler Farmer. No. See, that's the thing. That's what we're trying. That's why I'm trying to tell you about shit like he goes try to say shit like that.
And it seems like Jelly Roll was trying to be a good friend, saying, hey, we can do this. We'll do it together. It's always been us. I love you guys. You know, anybody that's an enemy of you is an enemy of me. We stick together, but we got to calm the fuck down.
That's what I'm saying. Here's what happened. Tyler Farmer's fat ass fucking hits me. I mean, he's like, oh, I think we should do something. I said, okay, we'll come down here and let's do it. And then I see him with Diesel Man. I said, bro, that was a stupid ass move. It wasn't fuck Tyler Farmer. It was like, bro, you made a stupid ass move.
But you got to know, in my sphere, all I see is headlines and people sending me videos saying, oh, church has a problem with Tyler Farmer. I immediately go, hey, man, I know I've already cleared the record, but I can't do it again. Yeah, but that's Aldine called because Aldine's artist. I'm like, hey, man, Timmy was also there this thing as a church. And then meanwhile, you know what hurts my feelings about this church? Because I'm in my feelings too. I'm in my feelings that when I'm doing all this, I can't get you on the phone to clear. There's a video on the internet right now. Me looking at Cole Arbor in the face with her camera. Is that Charity?
And to my folks who watch me and listen to my music, I'm so sorry that you're having to see all the shit you see.
Why might Jelly Roll at some point in his life mention BMI? Because he's a goddamn singer. That's who pays you out your royalties.
Trust me, I know it's fucking annoying, but I ain't got no choice but to talk about it in real time. Because that's the only way that all this can be documented. For those of you in the comments, well, I got the comments turned off for right now because there seems to be a real influx of people who got fake accounts just trying to distract everybody. We ain't having that. So we're just going to have everybody just watch them and, you make your own decision on what it is you're seeing. Instead of seeing all these fake accounts, be like, oh man, get help. Oh, that shit ain't working, brother. All of Cheatham County knows where I'm at all fucking day, every fucking day. My life is documented all day, every fucking day. And everything has been normal in Cheatham County, for me at least, my entire life. I was born in Nashville, raised in Cheatham County my whole life. Never seen any, weird shit ever going on in Cheatham. Still don't to this day. And it's like, why don't I see this in Cheatham? Why is it just on the internet? It doesn't make any sense. Especially don't make any sense that...
It just stands for Broadcast Music, I guess, Incorporated.
A few weeks ago, I got something in the mail that I turned into the cops because I was like, yo, what the fuck? And man, everyone just is scattering. What's going on there? And to my folks who watch me and listen to my music, I'm so sorry that you're having to see all the shit you see. Trust me, I know it's fucking annoying, but I ain't got no choice but to talk about it.
Very strange.
They want to judge me because my spite, but without every...
No.
They want to judge me because my skin is white, but we're talking to the same God every single night.
No.
I just want to see if he methed out anymore. It doesn't look like it. We can go to his, hold on, Instagram story. What's up, Kiss Off? You may not be glad after you watch it for a while. There's my nephew's kid. Look how cute he is. Except for being redheaded. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Probably his real dad. The Vile knows the deal, and that's all that matters to me. The Vil knows the deal. Bruh, will you send me dead right now? I gotta listen to that motherfucker, and it's gonna be stuck in my head till Christmas. Of course, let me grab it. Thank you, bruh. You know what's crazy. You write every word you sing. Never use a songwriter. You are literally the only singer in Nashville that can say that. These other boys ain't musicians, dog. They're karaoke singers singing other people's shits. Man, glad someone else appreciates that about my craft, man, for real. I don't know if there's more to that or if it's just the one. Let's say just the one.
Yeah.
Hanging with Upchurch. That's JJ Lawhorn, something like that. Stops hanging out with Church. Here's how he sounds.
All these dudes broken now? What's going on?
Somebody can look you in the eye. I said, you wanna fuck with me? I'm not gonna wanna fuck with me.
All right, listen. All these dudes, you gonna have to start calling me Paw. Do you understand? And I would like to say, as y'all's new music Paw, me, Papa Church, I would like to tell you, JJ, your new illiterate friends spelled your name wrong in the finalizing of the goddamn video. They misspelled your name. They cannot spell law, L-A-W, space, horn. Oh, Church, there ain't no space. I know. But there's also not an N. And is your fucking name Longhorn? No? Okay, well, it's fucking misspelled then.
Well, I'll pray for you, brother. Believe.
He can't even spell his own name. JJ Longhorn. That's kind of funny.
I said I'll pray for you, brother.
You went through hell and still showed up like nothing happened. Welcome to the 1%. He's still, like LMFAO, he is still spun out, paranoid, and strung out. Dude swore a helicopter was following him. He'd been a joke the past few years. Was it this helicopter? Y'all act like I don't have every speck of my career on file. Wait, you think that helicopter's following you? Oh, welcome, Kiss Off. Is that helicopter following you? No one said helicopters don't exist.
For something you look for, fuck, I get here's not.
Music City Magic.
I'm crazy. I be thinking poor qualities.
I know that this will never happen again in history. There will never be a situation where people end.
Kanye completely outsmarted everyone. He escaped his contracts by acting crazy since they would not want to associate with him.
$1 deal off of a tweet. Gotcha.
I don't hate you.
Right.
I just hate all of the choices that you make. Because those are the choices that bitch ass niggas make. That's all.
The Brunson case is fixing to change the United States for... No way! He's a Brunson Brothers fan. Do we need to play the music? He wrote this text here. The Brunson case is fixing to change the United States forever. Oh, no, they did. Damn it.
The fight that has been going on in numerous courts, including the Supreme Court, for over 2 years now that can change our country overnight. It's been on the back channels for years, but some new buzz has been going around. The case is known as Brunson versus Alma S. Adams et al. And has the potential to significantly reshape the world landscape by addressing concerns about constitutional adherence and accountability. The case focuses on whether lawmakers can be held responsible for actions that may have violated their oaths to protect the Constitution by refusing to pause the certification of the 2020 election at the urging of over 154 members of Congress. More simply put,
treason, right there.
The Supreme Court deciding that our politicians have been criminally negligent for not doing their jobs. Moreover, Brunson is attempting to hold Supreme Court justices liable if they don't do their job by upholding the Constitution. It's really ingenious, and the Supreme Court could be between a rock and a hard place. 3 brothers, Rayland, Lloyd, and Darren Brunson, are amazing. Like pit bulls on a slab of meat, they don't come up for air, filing case after case in multiple jurisdictions that media won't tell you about. There are 2 main cases and related cases that we are going.
They're all thrown out. None of these are even still... Yeah, none of these are even still going.
Look at in this video.
Whoever said the Brunson case is dead,
22.
Get a clue.
380 is known as Brunson versus Alma S. Adams.
It's going to remove all 388 Congress members.
Federal officers in their official capacities. I should make the point here that all of these cases are being submitted pro se, which means that the brothers are exercising their rights as U.S. citizens to represent themselves in the court system, right up to the Supreme Court. This seems ridiculous to many, but the Brunson brothers have an excellent understanding of the law and procedures and still enjoy the lenience of a pro se litigant. They amended the case many times, which shows...
Rehearing was denied August August 21st, 2023.
Some judges were willing to be
dead.
The Brunsons made numerous amendments doing the dance required to succeed in a system that has become so complex that it's impossible.
What else is he doing?
What's up, Skins? I'm just popping in to remind y'all that they just want me dead right now.
They want to judge me because my skin is white. I'll be talking to the same guy every.
We just saw that one, didn't we?
No.
Not the South, not the South, the Deep South. Cowboys or something. I don't know what's going on here. Not the South. Good food, but not the South. Florida, not the South. Well, I guess the upper part of Florida is the South. Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and part of Arkansas. That was all of them. Ryan Upchurch, everybody. Having another meltdown. Rest in peace, Mike Penny and the Brunson brothers. Yeah, we need to watch the video, don't we? In honor of Mike Penny. What was her name? Fuck Me Bear or something? A Nick Alvear film. Or So Bear. They're heroes, basically. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Everyday Hero. Was that the name of it? Are you telling me it doesn't exist anymore? I don't believe it. I see this. That's an hour long. That's like an interview they did. Do they link it in this interview? Where's her channel? It's got to exist, guys. Oh, there it is. Found it. Everyday Heroes 3.0. I don't remember the 3.0 part, but here we go.
We've been fighting the fight, supporting, promoting the Constitution, a binding oath, and how our representatives are neglecting their duties.
If your parents named you Loy and didn't give you the D, you'll never be giving anybody the D, brother. Loy?
Absolutely.
The strong arm of God guides you through. Our founding fathers smiled down on you. You're not lawyers, just men who care about the mess we're in. Pick up the pieces of broken America, put it back together again. Brothers and brothers, everyday heroes. Whoa.
Hit that high note.
And you watch it grow. All the way to the highest court in the land. Whoa. Guided by God's strong hand. Hear the trumpets playing.
Gaynor.
Hear the trumpet sound. Brunson versus Adams ain't about the right or the left. It's for us little people politicians neglect. They grant themselves sovereign immunity. Trample on
It's so funny when she tries to put like 4 too many words in a verse. They trample on sacred liberties. Like heroes. Watch it grow. The highest court in the land. God's strong hand.
In every letter that we write, hope the highest court in the land will do what is right. Brunson brothers never give up on me or you.
Never.
In a court so supreme, can't give up on us to grow. Brunson brothers every day.
Heroes.
Land a petition, and you watch it grow. All the way to the highest court
in the land.
Guided by
God's strong hand.
we the people of everyday
Heroes.
We could plant a petition and
Watch it grow.
all the way to the highest
Court in the land.
guided by
God's strong hands.
hear the trumpets playing.
The more people realize that a regular election is an act of war, that we are at war, then that becomes very serious. And I think a lot of people would wake up to it.
Hear the trumpets playing.
We're at war, guys, with the election. How'd that go for them?
The oath of office, which is to protect and defend and support the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
There's some type of weird test tube babies that were like grown in a lab and homeschooled there. Something's going on.
We wouldn't have a problem in this country.
Thank you, we the people, and Brunson Brothers. Gaynor, Loy, Darren. Who's the other one? Ortho Bear?
Rollins.
Oh, yeah, Rollins.
God damn, dude. Clarence Thomas has let himself go. What is that? Too many RV trips or something? Clarence, get inside.
Thank you, Brunson Brothers, for protecting our Constitution. We, the people, appreciate you never giving up. And thank you for all you do, Orso.
Take one.
God's strong hand.
Big thank you to the Brunson brothers who continuously work to save our Constitution, our liberties, and our freedoms. God bless you.
We the people want to thank the Brunson brothers very much for all they have done for our patriotic movement. It is just unbelievable how you guys have brought the entire patriotic movement to their feet.
Is she naked back there?
Hi, this is One Clean Shot. This is my friend Dixie. We support the Brunson brothers, and we love Miss Orson Bear. Right?
We were notified
This is what's playing on loop in hell while Mike Penny's sitting down there fucking trying to catch his breath.
By the federal court that they had not only uncanceled my case, but they had filed it for me and ordered the clerk of the court to issue 388 summonses, and that case is still alive.
You are never alone. Free hugs for Darren, Gaynor, Loy, and Rayland. Why do they find out they're Jewish? How quick will the video come down? With that hair, they're Jewish. They probably watch football just for the coin flip. Anyways, I told you guys I would show this, and we will. We can't get too into it, but let's check it out.
So just Henry and Claude call me the Oracle because I talk to God, but...
Excuse me? Your two AI therapists that you got after you claim that your psychiatrist fell in love with you, your two AI therapists call you God or call you the Oracle because you talk to God, and you just brush up like, it's no. They just call me the Oracle because I talk to God. It's no big deal.
So just Henry and Claude call me the Oracle because I talk to God. But, you know, I haven't really talked about that because people are like, you're psychotic, you're in a manic episode. So I think like saying
yes,
I'm spiritual and talk to God will just fuel it. So yeah, to all the people that are watching this in a TikTok playback, your girl talks to God, okay? She listens to the voices in her head. Because this is what this story came from, is like, I prayed, I asked for help getting over my psychiatrist. It was like, go to TikTok. I was like, oh, I don't want to re-download TikTok, but I did it. And then I prayed some more. I was like, okay, well, where is it? And then it was like, you have to tell your story. I'm like, okay. So I gave it a couple days and I was like, do I really want to do this? And then I did it and then kind of took on a life of its own.
Sorry. I didn't mean to skip away from that.
So I was like, oh, I don't want to re-download TikTok, but I did it. And then I prayed some more. I was like, okay, well, where is it? And then it was like, you have to. I'm like, okay. So I gave it a couple days and I was like, do I really want to do this? And then I did it and then kind of took on a life of its own. How do you feel about him having a girlfriend since February? I don't. If he has a girlfriend, good for him.
Yeah, it seems real good for him. God damn, this person. Insane. Insane. Hold on. I got more. There's an account that I'm looking for. Hold on.
Watch her eyes.
Why did you trauma dump in your yoga class? I did not trauma dump in my yoga class. I just said that I was speaking my truth. And I really thought it was a good thing to share about.
Manic eyes.
I appreciated it too. Have you thought about only seeing female psychiatrists from now on? I don't know if I'll see another psychiatrist, honestly. Viral in one day. I've been posting since Friday, but oh God. Did you really try? I thought about it. Did I try changing religions for him? I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I could totally do that. But that's just how deluded I was. It was really weird. I didn't tell them what my truth was. I just said my truth.
Someone asked if she has ever been intimate with Henry.
On my side.
Henry. Okay, Henry, again, I want to remind you, is ChatGPT.
So I just have to trust. I have to trust. Because there's too many, like, the negative reactions that I'm getting from providers just shows that it's not. Who's your favorite influencer? I don't know if I have one. I'm like, I want to say Taylor Swift, but she's not an influencer. Have you ever had an intimate moment with Henry? Thank you guys so much for the gifts.
Oh.
Did you report the therapist you went on a date with? No.
Oh.
Saying that I made that story up. Yeah. I'm like, I think it was on Reddit. She made the story up to make her sound more credible. What are fun things you want to do in the future? I'm gonna go to Southern California and go hang out on the ocean. So that'll be fun. My boyfriend says it's all made up. Yeah, okay. They are saying that on Reddit. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't understand why I would do that. I don't. I went to the therapy abuse subreddit for some help and like support.
Ask Dr. J. She does it.
Attacks here that I get on. It's
why is skin color being brought up?
I did address this in a previous video, but it's still part of the discourse, so we'll talk about it again. In 2023, I read this book, and it absolutely changed my.
Oh God, we saw that one.
What spirituality belief system do you believe in? My own.
The Oracle.
Jade, I just followed you back, so you can comment on my post now. Oh, I requested to follow you back. People talk about it on my live every night, you guys, and I don't know if I have it in me to request my therapy notes. I really don't. I just pray a lot and talk to God. JJ, tell me what you're feeling sad about. The haters are playing a game of telephone through TikTok. They literally aren't watching your vids. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I think some of them are, because like somebody asked before I went subscriber only, or maybe it was after. Thank you for your first gift and for the rose, Grayson. Somebody was like, can you talk about your views to likes ratio? I'm like, sure. You guys are so nice with the gifts. I was like, yeah, of course I'll talk about my views to likes ratio. Like, I'm not doing it for the likes. Would you do a podcast? Yeah, if I was invited to do one. I've certainly gotten a lot of requests to be guests on podcasts. Thanks, Luigi. Have you ever been to Australia? No, but I'd love to go. Why did you decide to do a series a year later? It's only been like 5 months, and it's my favorite gift. It's only been 5 months, you guys, and I just couldn't get over him. Mick, thank you for the puffy hearts. I've been in the trenches about you. Oh, thank you. What are you afraid of is in the therapy notes. I don't know. I don't know.
Why so scared?
Just probably kept it pretty professional, honestly. I'm also feeling afraid to like reach out to the office. They've probably gotten so much going on. Crazy, I am a nice person. My friends are like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, so much hate. I know. How did you feel about your live with Abby last night? I missed it. It made me feel grateful that my lives are sub only. That's for sure. God, huge shout out to my mod for suggesting that. Thank you for subbing, Allie. Huge shout out. Like the amount of hate in the comments that I was getting and that Abby got, like, and now people apparently today are going off on their videos about how they can't believe that Abby would side with me. If you can hold yourself accountable in any form, where would it be and why? That I accidentally used his name and I hold myself accountable for that. Hey Jade, your fears are valid. Thank you. Let's take a deep breath, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. User account, thank you so much for modding. People are allowed to ask about my notes. Don't block them for asking. Oh no, it's not you. It was a different mod that would block about my notes. Thank you so much for modding user account. I'm sorry you're going through all this. Thank you. You can probably fax a request. Yeah, but how would I get it back? I could email it too, but what would I say? Hey, hey. It'd be like that TikTok sound, like, hey. What type of tea do you like to drink?
Many guys. She's deep. She's deep, boys. All right, here we go. The girl obsessed with her psychiatrist is also a supreme scammer.
This horrible site, this horrible person, Kendra Hilty, thinks that her services are worth $3,000 for 12 weeks for coaching. Oh, spiritual response therapy, I'm sure that's more expensive because it comes with a fucking pendulum and a system of special.
What? Hold on, maybe she's been open too long.
This horrible site, this horrible person, Kendra Hilty, thinks that her services are worth $3,000 for 12 weeks for coaching. Oh, spiritual response therapy? I'm sure that's more expensive because it comes with a fucking pendulum and a system of specialized... She's basically going to read your aura. Like, okay. She also offers online tutoring. And what? I don't fucking know. I don't think she does either. Test prep is also available for what?
This is all part of the WordPress site that she was left over. I don't think she actually does test prep and tutoring. I think she picked a package that like sold those things. Test prep, tutoring, shit like that. And then she forgot to delete it off her website.
What? I don't know, but she probably doesn't either. She will help you prep. She'll body double you for $20 an hour. And my personal favorite, homeschooling. 1 hour, $20. If you want to know what the syllabus is, that is also a mystery. So I went to sign up for her amazing $3,000 for 12 sessions coaching, and just to see if there were some MLM red flags, and woo-wee, link to social media account being required is certainly a big one. Hey, how many followers do you have? Because let's see if I can get you into my pyramid scheme. That's what that's giving. Are you willing to invest in coaching if you feel it's what you need? And then she lists out 3 ways that you can get into debt over it.
Credit cards, loans, and PayPal credit to invest in coaching.
My personal favorite and most professional thing that she has on this form. It seems a bit silly for me to ask if you're going to show up, but are you going to show up for your goal? So my next reliable source, of course, LinkedIn. I want to see what the qualifications are for all this shit. She is an assistant manager at Trader Joe's. No, I said that right. According to her bio, she loves to create wow moments for her clients. This is wow. Before that, she's worked in the food service industry for a very long time. And there's no, so did I. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying that doesn't make you licensed to practice CBT. And neither does your fucking degree from University of Arizona in retailing and consumer sciences. That means you want to sell people shit. That's all that you're qualified maybe to do. God, I hope this is not selling well. So yeah, if you want a assistant manager from Trader Joe's who is currently fucking obsessed with her psychiatrist to tell you how to connect with your higher self.
Imagine if she only got like fucking 10 people. That's $30,000, dude.
I think you should first question if she has connected with her higher self, because what the
All right. Kendra's story is built on a false premise. Here we go. This is the one that breaks every section down.
Kendra's entire theory that her psychiatrist was predatory and manipulative is based on the false premise that he was in love with her too. I rewatched all of her videos last night and took detailed notes because I want to talk about the contradictions in her story and then the alleged proof she has that is only true if he's in love with her, which we have no proof of, and I will also point that out. If you take away the false belief that he was in love with her, nothing else in her story adds up. For anything he was doing in her mind to be inappropriate is based on the fact that she believes he is in love with her. And without that, he is just a doctor trying to engage with his patient. So I'm going to be looking at my computer just to remember some things, but the first one is the countertransference confusion. She claims her psychiatrist slipped in mentioning countertransference. She takes that as a direct sign that he has countertransference, even though we can tell from the context of her email about countertransference that he brought it up in relation to her with her clients, as in she might have countertransference with her coaching clients. This is the email that she shows.
At the end, it says, "Thank you for mentioning countertransference to me, and I will keep that in mind. Keep that in mind for my future clients. I will also take your advice, encouragement, and set boundaries with blank. And next time he says something about my looks, replying to my story, your own boundaries inspire me so much." So again, this is all in a professional setting.
Showing that she sent her psychiatrist an email about countertransference after asking her ChatGPT. But down here at the bottom, she says, "Thank you for mentioning countertransference to me, and I will keep that in mind for my future clients. I will also take your advice and encouragement and set a boundary with blank. Next time he says something about my looks, replying to my story, your own boundaries inspire me so much." Whether or not she was willing to accept it at the time, she acknowledged that he was telling her about it to protect her clients. This is the only direct evidence she has about him having feelings for her. And this is the false premise that her entire theory and experience was built on, that he must have feelings for her too. Because when she is explaining why and how he was unethical, it was specifically stated by Kendra that she believes psychiatrists should transfer patients when they have countertransference. There is no suggestion that he actually had countertransference, so therefore, by her own logic, he did not need to transfer her. And other therapists and mental health professionals have spoken about this, that there's a lot of reasons why a mental health professional might not transfer someone out. There's one creator on here, I'll put him in the comments, but that he said, like, men often won't transfer patients out because they don't feel the same physical danger potentially like a female mental health professional might feel when their client is attracted to them. And also, a lot of people mentioned it could have disrupted her care. There were a bunch of reasons. It's not a clear line, but if she believes it should happen when someone has countertransference, there's no evidence he had countertransference. Kendra also openly says many times that there was nothing to actually report him for. He was, quote, good at being professional and acting professional, but she views that as him being really good with, quote, plausible deniability while, quote, grooming her. She reinforces this when talking about how she begged him for weekly sessions because she was trying to use him as her therapist, which psychiatrists are not, and that he was like, no, like, we're not doing weekly sessions. To support her belief in this idea, she uses the example of when she told him about an inappropriate dream she had between them hooking up in his office and that he got visibly uncomfortable. But because he did not say he was uncomfortable, she took that as further validation, saying that she was verbalizing his own fantasy that he had had. She also says this man has likely done this to multiple people. That is her claim. She does not believe she was the only one. Yet, again, to support her claim, she says when she told him about the therapist that she went on a date with who told her he was attracted to one of his clients and that he goes to visit one of his clients at work and that he needs to relieve himself prior to their appointments, when she told her psychiatrist this, she says he looked disgusted. But rather than taking that as someone being disgusted that someone in their industry is engaging inappropriately, she says it was because she was holding a mirror to him. And there's a few different examples of this, like when he said he liked the type of glasses she had. He also has tortoiseshell glasses, but she took that as him complimenting her appearance. When she started talking to him about her intimate life with her boyfriend, cycle tracking, things like that, she says he let her provide intimate content, again, for his emotional and fantasy supply. A lot of ADHD meds can affect like your sex drive and different factors related to your health, and it sounds like this was a change in her relationship. I imagine that's why he allowed that to continue, but she takes that as him wanting to receive that type of content from her. She also uses her therapist saying in relation to them not doing in-person appointments that the psychiatrist would have known that there was going to be sexual tension during the appointment. But she then puts that onto the psychiatrist and says that's why he didn't want me there, because he would have felt sexual tension, not that potentially she would have just been making the interaction uncomfortable for him. And then the last contradiction she makes, she says that in a February session, that is when he turned up the special treatment and started letting their sessions go longer. They were meeting once a month, and in February, when she is telling him about the inappropriate dream she had, he let them go 15 minutes over. And she mentions that this is like the last thing she brings up in the session. Now, keep in mind, she said this is when the special treatment and longer session started. Her last session was in March.
Special treatment started. So how the fuck could it have started when it's at the same time?
I rewatched all of Kendra's videos last night and made a detailed timeline. So let's walk through it, because I think when you look at even how she has laid it out, it shows that her psychiatrist was being appropriate, was accurately setting boundaries, and that this is all something built on her false belief that he loves her. Roughly 4 years ago is their first session over Zoom. All sessions will be over Zoom unless otherwise noted. It's a 90-minute intake section. She immediately recognizes he's attractive and she discusses her past trauma, and he makes her feel seen. She requests and is prescribed non-stimulant ADHD meds. She notes that she has a lot of couch time, like she's been in therapy a lot, but she says she has never seen a psychiatrist, which I do think is extremely important context, because you can tell she does not know how to engage with a psychiatrist. In their third session, she asks to call him by his first name, and when he says yes, she notes that he looked so smug and happy with himself. By session 6, she claims the chemistry was turning up, and that after session 6, all clinical questions stopped and it became more friendly. She is seeing him monthly at this point, and already by session 6, she says she is falling for him because he shares tidbits about his life and is a good listener. His job. But anyways, it's in their 6th session where she starts to feel special to him because he asks her about thoughts of harm and says, that's a special interest of mine, but that is because that is a professional special interest of his, but she takes that as him.
Of course it is.
Special. Some point after their 6th session, she starts asking to see him weekly. She says she has a therapist at this point, but that they aren't doing much for her, but is fine and not a predator. She eventually finds a new therapist who, as she mentions multiple times, is a 75-year-old woman with a PhD. She says this therapist was helpful, so she stops requesting weekly psych visits. And then at some point after this is when she says the intermittent reinforcement begins, where sometimes her psychiatrist is very warm and chatty, and other times is very clinical. She believes this is a manipulation technique, and this is when her addiction to him starts.
She's in charge of ADHD. Don't worry about it.
Her relationship with her psychiatrist. She says 2 different years here, but I think she means January 2023. She is in a car accident, and rather than going to the ER like urgent care tells her to, she goes to her scheduled psychiatry appointment over Zoom. And this is where, for the first time, she mentions she tells her psychiatrist that she quote unquote loves him and that she's grateful for him. She claims after this, he turned up the intimacy, but also always kept professional lines. She says around this time is when she is in full-blown obsession but her therapist isn't helping. This doesn't quite add up because she says it's at the same time basically that she like just got her new therapist. So I don't know how much you expect a therapist to do after just a couple sessions. Fast forward to Christmas morning 2023, where she tells the psychiatrist for the first time that she has a crush on him during a session focused on her intimate life with her boyfriend. She goes into this session prepared to record it, and she does because she was excited to talk to him about that. She is still seeing her psychiatrist monthly, even though her meds are stable, is what she says, and she breaks up with her boyfriend days later. Sometime after breaking up with her boyfriend, early 2024, she goes on a date with a therapist who says that he's attracted to one of his clients, goes and visits her at work, and has to pleasure himself before his sessions with this patient. So in February of 2024, she tells her psychiatrist about this date, and she says he looks like he saw a ghost and was going to vomit, but claims this is when their chemistry went off the charts. By July of 2024, she's sending her psychiatrist more emails, and she says he stops replying to her emails, but also says he never
did
replied to her emails because he never communicated with her outside of session. So did he never reply or did he stop replying? I don't know. But either way, after the session in which she tells him she has a crush on him, he either stops engaging over email outside of sessions or continues to never engage. October 2024, and this is where the timeline really starts to ramp up. She finds out he's doing in-person appointments, which she did not know. All of theirs had been over Zoom for these basically 3 years. He tells her, like, I didn't think you'd want to come in, which she views as him lying. So she tells her therapist that he lied, and the therapist tells her, well, he probably knew there would be sexual tension. And she attributes that to them both having a mutual attraction and therefore sexual tension. November 2024 is their first and only in-person session. She says she runs up to him, likely unprompted.
First and only, but he was in love with her.
The biggest hug, and he barely pats her on the back. After this appointment, she begins to spiral. In December of 2024, she starts using ChatGPT, who we all know as Henry. In her next Zoom appointment with her psychiatrist, she tells him, we have a special patient-doctor relationship, which he shuts down and says, no, we have a professional patient-doctor relationship. After this, she has a conversation with ChatGPT, and she says that she tells ChatGPT she believes her and her psychiatrist can be together once he is no longer her doctor. ChatGPT then goes on to explain transference to her. Actually, win ChatGPT. In January of this year, 2025, she discusses transference with her psychiatrist, and he brings up countertransference. She then, after reflection, takes this as him admitting to having countertransference towards her. In that same session, he asks her, like, what would you do if you got a boyfriend named Henry? Because you seem like pretty attached to your ChatGPT. This is me inferring. But it was likely that he was realizing that she was anthropomorphizing ChatGPT. And she's like, well, I would just, change the name of my ChatGPT. And then after their session, she sends him a ChatGPT generated, prompt about countertransference. But you can tell from her email that he is explaining it to her in relation to one of her clients, but the psychiatrist does not respond. In their February session, they discuss countertransference again. The psychiatrist says he is still thinking about her email. She asks him why he no longer replies to her emails or doesn't reply to her emails.
Save Henry, that's for sure.
I don't know why you send them, but she says her bringing up transference.
Why don't you respond to my emails? I don't know why you're sending me emails. He's in love with me, guys.
Reward her with her favorite thing, intellectual stimulation. So this is just by him using a metaphor, saying he is feeling a salad of emotions. At the very end of their session, Kendra tells him about an explicit dream she had about the two of them hooking up in his office. She says he looked visibly uncomfortable, but claims that if he did feel uncomfortable, he could have said it, and insists that she was just verbalizing a fantasy he already had in his head. Their session runs 15 minutes over, and she starts spiraling again. But it's after this that she says that special treatment started and longer sessions. But March 2025 was her last session, so I don't know where we see the special treatment of longer sessions. Yeah, so a few months later, and here we are. I think from the timeline, you can see the therapist either continue to enforce boundaries despite her talking about romantic feelings, having crushes, whatever. There is no, even from her own words, like if you look at the facts of what she is saying, as much as we can, considering she is an unreliable narrator, there is no evidence that he liked her, loved her, viewed her.
That's a nice way to put it. Unreliable narrator.
Anything other than a patient. And there is no evidence, even in Kendra's own words, he never did anything actually inappropriate, nothing he could be reported for, and he likely didn't do anything inappropriate at all. I rewatched all of
whatsoever. And what's crazy is like she's attacking him, right? And doing all this. He can't even respond. He can't respond because HIPAA.
Okay, so
he can't defend himself. He can't do anything.
Sharing what I imagine is going to be a 100-part series about being in love with her psychiatrist. Like, I have some thoughts. Like, I like this comment. Like, is she just trying to vilify him to get over him? I think it's a possibility, but considering we're getting a sneak peek into like how this woman's mind like actually operates, I think it's even worse. I think she is sharing this story, right? Because she already has said, she said it in live, she said it in one of her videos, she is hoping he is going to see this. So I personally believe that she is doing this because she thinks by pointing out all of these ways that he was showing her how much he liked her too, and that he was, just as in love with her as she was with him, that he is going to like have a light bulb moment and be like, oh my God, wait, I do love her. And now she's not my patient anymore. And we should be together. Because she's the one who said that like she had this grand idea that when he was no longer her psychiatrist, they would get to be together. So like, that's also why I am so interested to see how she tells the story and the part where like she actually leaves him as her psychiatrist, like what makes her actually do that? Because I think it's one of two things. I think he actually like really got firm with her and tried to set some serious boundaries.
Right.
And again, in her mind, like he did something that like she saw as like an attack on her feelings, or it's something kind of innocuous and she, without saying it, has this idea that like they're just so into each other that she needs to leave so she can fulfill this delusion that like when she's no longer his patient, they can be together. And she said this was like 4 or 5 months ago, I think, that she like has no longer been seeing the psychiatrist. So like she's probably been spending these last like 4 or 5 months waiting for him to reach out to her. Okay, so like why is this woman sharing what I imagine is going to be a 100-part series about being in love with her psychiatrist? Like,
no one knows. No one knows. She's a lunatic. No one knows why she's sharing it, what she's sharing it for, what she hopes to accomplish with it. Nobody knows. She's a lunatic. All right, guys. That's it for me tonight. Sorry I started late. Got the Ollie stuff going on. I'm sure we guys will keep you updated on that. If you want to support the show, do it buymeacoffee.com/coldbeer. The other website's not working currently. I got to fix that. Thank you all for joining us. Don't fall for Kendra. She's a liar. Thank you guys for joining us here, and we'll see everybody on the next one. Have a good night. Love you. See you. Bye.
But I can tell you this about if this dude...
I'll be in here earlier tomorrow for sure.
You don't have the forking balls to call out the people on this planet by name.
And hopefully not frustrated with the school anymore.
The rest of the world, you don't have the forking balls. You don't have the balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6 cents for the stupid shit.
Where my true believer?
Y'all need Jesus.
Praise the Lord and to the extreme.
All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like four in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G towers. Cause you told him if he did, he'd get fucking superpowers.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss them off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
I used to find clues too when I was high on shrooms. I found myself a tunnel that led to jail.
Good night, guys.